Shut up and sit down.
Hey all, so this is the itinerary video for my camping trip that I'm doing this weekend. Leaving tomorrow, 3 days, coming back Sunday night. So I'm up here in Calgary. I live up here in the northwest. Tomorrow I'll be heading down to Lundbreck, not the town of Lundbreck. There's actually a waterfall here just west of Lundbreck called Lundbreck Falls, and there's a campground. And then I'm going to head over to Radium on Saturday, and I'll camp there, and then Sunday I'll come back to Calgary. Now, the normal, sorry, I just bumped my camera. The normal way to get from Calgary to the Crow's Nest Pass or Pincher Creek would be to just take the number 2 highway and then the number 3 highway. This is a 2-lane or 4-lane divided highway, speed limit's 110. This is a 2-lane highway, speed limit's 100. Thing about Albertans though is that when most Albertans get inside a car, they think they're automatically transported to Germany and every road is an Autobahn. So I generally try to avoid major highways on my bike anyways. All the trucks, the huge traffic, all that. So, but that would be the normal way to go, would be to take this road all the way down and then over to Lundbreck. But there's a back way, and that's the 22. And you can obviously see the straight line coming down from just outside of Calgary. The 22 goes straight south, almost directly into Lundbreck. So this is actually not a bad route. Most people, the vast majority of people, probably 95% of the people, always take that route and then go this way. The remainder will take this road. As you can see, this is where the edge of the mountains is. This swings towards the foothills, and you actually get some really nice views, and this isn't a bad drive from here to here. I, however, am taking the back way. There's another way to go, which very few people actually take, and that's called the 40. I'm going to zoom in a bit here. There, now you can see it. So the 40 connects here, and it goes right through this mountain valley. You're in the middle of the mountains, all the way down, and it pops out in Blairmore, just west of Lundbreck. Now I live in Calgary, so I'm actually in the northwest part of Calgary, so I'm actually going to take a even more scenic route, and I'm going to head out the 1A to Cochrane, and then down through Bragg Creek, and then take the 22 back. Actually, that's not right. I'm actually going to be going this way. Huh, that's interesting. I'll have to check that map uploaded correctly to my GPS. And then through Black Diamond. When I get to Longview, I'm going to refill my fuel tank in Longview, head on the Highwood, and then get here. This is a gravel road. It's a forestry trunk road. It's just over 100 kilometers of gravel that goes through the mountains. If we pop back over to the Google Maps and we have a look at this, the road's inside there, and we can kind of see as it travels all the way through the mountains. This is going to be a very fun ride. It's about 100 kilometers, like I said. It's going to be absolutely awesome ride tomorrow. So once I get down to Lundbreck, I will just set up camp there, spend the night, check out the falls. I haven't been down in this area for a very long time, so it'll be nice to go back to the falls. The waterfalls are right there. Anyways, so Saturday I will be journeying from Lundbreck up to Radium, which is right up here. No, that's Golden. Where's Radium? I seem to have lost Radium. Where's Calgary? There it is. So the normal route to get here would be to take the number 3 west and then take the 95 north. Pretty straightforward route. That's about 310 kilometers. That's not how I'm going, actually. When I leave Lundbreck, I'm going to drive all the way into Fernie, where I will refuel. Then I'm going to go back east a bit to this road right here. This road is another forestry road, and it winds its way up through some switchbacks and some other intersections, and it essentially cuts through from Fernie, cuts through these valleys, until eventually it reaches up here. If we look back on my other map, that's what it looks like. This is just over 200 kilometers from here, from this pin to this pin up here. From this pin to this pin up here is just over 200 kilometers of, you know, back mountain forestry roads. It's going to be awesome. It is going to be a tough ride. I'm a little worried about one thing, that if it's raining out there, it could be a really tough ride. And what I'm really worried about is, you know, getting someplace up here and then finding some sort of impassable object, like a big massive lake on the road or something, in which case I wouldn't have enough fuel to get back. But there's another road that you can cut out here, so if things get bad, I can come out here and probably make it to Fairmont all right, but I'll be okay. So if we just pop back to Google, so you can see the road here. It cuts through all of these valleys all the way down through Fernie. Up here, get my pointer out. So from Fernie, it would cut through here, up there, and into here. That is going to be an absolutely awesome ride. All through this valley. Look at this. This is just going to be epic. Most of it follows the edge of this river, so yeah, it is going to be an absolutely awesome ride. The final journey from Radium back to Calgary is pretty basic. I'll just be following the highway. I can't find an alternate route from Radium to Calgary. All of those roads I cut through, they all stop before they hit the border, and I actually can't find another way to get there. Directions to here. I'll be taking the 1A, so it'll look like that. So that's going to be my ride. I'm going to do a lot of video on the forestry trunk road, the 40, and then video through here. Probably not much video between then. So this is my 3-day adventure. I haven't actually been out camping yet this year. There's been some things going on that have made it a little more difficult, but I decided, you know what, I got to go out. I really want to get out and do some camping. So this is going to be my trip, my first trip of the year. I don't have a big trip planned. I've actually had to cancel my big trip. I was really hoping to get up to Inuvik in June, go to Dawson City in the Yukon, and then up to Inuvik, and then back through all of BC, do a 17 to 20 day trip. Unfortunately, I've had to cancel that, and looks like next year. But that would have been cool. For those of you around the world that don't know where Inuvik is, remember, this is where I live in Calgary. Inuvik is up here. It's right up on the Beaufort Sea. Dawson City, which is right here, Dawson. It's called the Dust to Dawson ride. It's not a bike rally. It's just a ride, and it's a gathering of motorcycle enthusiasts that show up in Dawson over the summer solstice in June. And there's a lot of fun, and hundreds of people show up on their bikes. And then some people will continue on from Dawson all the way up to Inuvik. So that was my trip. After that, I was going to kind of come around here and then up this way and then come back all through BC, the west side of BC, and then back. Unfortunately, I've had to cancel it. So it's just going to be more shorter trips, weekend trips instead. And this is trip number 1. But going through these mountains, taking this back road, this is going to be just a really great ride. Just over 200 kilometers. It's probably going to take me like 4 hours. I doubt it's going to be a quick ride for me. But that's okay. I'm out there to enjoy it. I've got my bear spray, so everything's going to be awesome. So I leave tomorrow morning, and I'll arrive in Lundbreck. And yeah, it's going to be a great weekend. I hope you all have a good weekend. Get out, ride your bikes, get out into do some adventure riding. You know, that's what they're there for. One other thing I'd like to say is that the tires I have on my bike, they're the Mitas E07 Dakar versions. The Dakar version is the ones with the thicker, stronger sidewalls. They're excellent tires. I was out on a place called the Ypres Water Valley Run about 2 weeks ago. It's this road up here. It's another part of the forestry trunk road through here and then over to Ypres. And it was really muddy, and it was actually hailing and raining. And the tires did really excellent on this slippery, muddy road. They held up really well. Then the next day I went and did what's called Powder Face Trail, which comes from, where are we here? Comes through here, cuts through this mountain all the way down to the 66, Elbow Falls. There it is. No, that's not it. Where did you go? Powderfish Trail. There it is. This road right here. And this was all muddy and slippery road. And the Mitas E07 tires were excellent traction on this, what otherwise would have been a really slippery ride. And those tires really gave you a lot of confidence. I know they handle the slippery mud really well. And so I think it's going to be great. It's going to make the trip a lot easier. And the other thing with those really thick sidewalls, I deflate the tires down to 23 psi, and the tread portion flattens out, which gives you a nice big face of grip, you know. But the sidewalls aren't really compressing and flattening the whole tire. So you still end up with a lot of extra suspension that you normally wouldn't get on some of those other tires that don't have this extra thick wall. So these Mitas tires are really working out well. I am very, very happy with them. And this trip is really going to put them to the test, and it's going to let me know what's going on. Anyways, I've rambled on long enough about my my holiday trip. So I will take all the videos and you will see them next week sometime, I guess. Anyways, so thanks for watching, and stay tuned.